Thank you, Tech 4. And now we're back with Game 4, match point. In the top left-hand corner of the map, we have the orange Terran from Gosu, Seireitei.
And in the bottom side of the map, in the blue, representing Lit, trying to put him on the board, it is Couchie. So Couchie, he's been a long-standing player in the CTL. He did take, I think, like a 2 or 3 season break, if I remember correctly. I was only very briefly around at the same time as him, and he is, of course, now on Lit. Still repping that UR blue though. So what do you know about his playstyle at least before? I know that he talks a lot about liking mech.
Mech. It's only mech. Look at that. The gas first. We're gonna see an early factory. I don't know if he'll go. I bet he'll go into mech. I bet we see an early factory.
Yeah,
and the thing is that everybody knows Couchie, so if Seireitei talked to anybody, he should know that chances of him going against mech, and even some strong one base plays. I know he was really fond of the 1-1-1 back in HOTS.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think his playstyle is really a secret, but a lot of StarCraft is not only knowing what builds the opponent is doing, but also how to manage with it in an effective and efficient manner.
Yeah, yeah, and it looks like he is going to decide to expand here, Couchie, because he does have this SCV going down to the bottom of the ramp, and otherwise it's pretty mirrored builds here. Actually, no, exactly mirrored builds. Just Seireitei being a little bit faster on everything.
Well, except for the gas.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I suck and didn't catch that, so yeah. Yeah, I mean, so now the game's just going to play out. It'll be interesting to see how much damage these Reapers do.
And there's that early factory from Couchie. I don't know too much about Terran and Legacy of the Void and in TVT. My thought is that we'll probably see a Banshee, an early Banshee. But then again, I'm not sure. It's very possible that we see 4 Hellions with a medevac with this reactor coming out of the barracks. So it's a lot of options Couchie can go for, but they're all aggressive, and I really like being the aggressor in PvT. It really puts your opponent off guard.
Yeah, and this Reaper here should be able to kill this SCV, but not... Yeah, there it goes.
Ooh.
Does grenade itself, actually, and doesn't get the SCV.
Couchie saves the SCV. Good job, Couch.
Yeah, good play from Couchie there. And so, yeah, Seireitei's Reaper goes home, cursing its stars. And factory coming down now for Seireitei, and I believe, yeah, already done here for Couchie, and is pumping out 2 Hellions at a time here already, as well as getting that starport up behind.
I think we'll see the medevac with the 4 Hellions. That's my thought, which I really like. It's a very strong build. You can get a lot of SCVs if your opponent isn't ready for it. It's going to be a little bit difficult, though, because... I mean, I'm speculating pretty hard here, but the mineral patches on Ion Terrances are separated at the natural, so you can't get that sweet 12 mineral ion lineup with the Hellions. Because chances are, Seireitei might even move some more SCVs from his main to his natural, just to get that extra income a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
With that said, we're actually seeing a Banshee and 4 Hellions, so I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Seireitei here did let that Reaper of Couchie get up and see where the tech lab is positioned here, and that there's no starport just yet. So that could be giving Couchie all the information he wants to influence this build here. And I think, honestly, he's going to be in a pretty good spot. This Reaper won't be able to get up into the base and scout anything. Does manage to see the Hellions, which I guess is pretty important.
That's huge. Seeing 6 Hellions? Seeing 4, you're like, okay. But seeing 6 is too many Hellions. He needs to be prepared to defend his either natural or his main. And to be honest, if I was Seireitei, I'd probably defend my main, because I would think, like, oh, medevacs are going to come out. I'm not too sure, though. But it seems like Couchie's going to try to hit the main with the Banshee, and I would love to see these Hellions go across the map and try to, see what they can do in the natural mineral line.
Yeah, absolutely. And good choice from Seireitei walling off that front. I think there's still a hole in the bottom there, right? I don't actually know.
Yes.
I know that that wall's kind of weird, but yeah, that's definitely a hole. And now here comes the Banshee right now, just kind of sitting there, checking things out, and now here it comes. Immediately cloaking up. I think he could have waited just a little bit, and already two workers going down here. Nice scan, and Couchie.
But there's no Marines.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, there they are.
There's
Never mind.
4. Okay. So yeah, Couchie now outside of the scan range. And nice pickoff from him, getting 4. Could uncloak it, but instead we'll just continue burning off that energy. And so now behind this, getting some Vikings out for Couchie, and looks like he's going to just yeah, I mean he switched off into tank production now, and does have 2 factories here. So yeah, looks like he's definitely going to be going into mech here. And I mean, so if you were Seireitei, what would you be doing now to try and kind of counteract this?
To be honest, Seireitei just needs to scout. He doesn't even know he's going against mech just yet. Maybe he just knows because, Couchie's couching and he saw the 6 Hellions, which was kind of a big tell. But I would still really like just to see a scan go down, just to, make sure. And once you figure that out, you just need to expand. You need to look for weaknesses in the Terran base and kind of drop all over the place. It's very micro-intensive to play against mech. Mm-hmm. So he just needs to be a little bit more proactive around the map instead of, kind of just playing the standard game.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that we need to see a lot of drops from him and just kind of pick apart Couchie here, especially if he's going to stick with bio against this. Like, you just have to abuse the fact that you're more mobile. And yeah, I mean, this Hellion here checking out the 3rd base location of Seireitei, and a floating barracks here from Couchie, just making sure he keeps visibility of all across the map. It looks like Seireitei trying to do the same thing. Lots of upgrades coming in now. +1 weapons attack for Seireitei, as well as stim. And then the rest of that is just army building his 3rd base now. And meanwhile, 2 armories coming down across the map for Couchie. But no 3rd base just yet. Oh, actually, it is done, just not landed.
To be honest, I think I've been playing too much with Kiwi lately, but seeing Couchie's position, if I was Seireitei and I just dropped a scan and I saw the factories, I saw the siege tanks and all that, I think I would just drop down like 3 starports, start getting a ton of Vikings, maybe some Liberators in the mix, and a lot of Banshees too, and just go full Sky Terran just to deal with this heavy mech ground army.
That I would really like to see that. Doesn't look like that's going to be the choice, but that would be really interesting. Vehicle weapons coming out now for Couchie. And yeah, I mean, 3 tech labs being at 4 now, being added on to Seireitei. Looks like he's going to go for a heavy Marauder force here.
Yeah, Seireitei, you need to do something quick. I don't necessarily know what he has in mind. He doesn't have. He hasn't revealed his game plan yet, but he might need to do something soon. As you see, he's got a ton of tech labs on his Raxes. He might not even get combat shields and just go full Marauders to deal with these tanks, these Hellions. Marauders are pretty good against siege tanks and Hellions as long as they're split. If they're clumped, they might as well be Marines, but they really, really need to be spread out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so now Seireitei moving his Marines down. I'm not sure what exactly his plan. Looks like he's going to try and snipe that barracks, I guess, down in the bottom left corner of the map.
And that should be a pretty good tell. Oh, but he also sees the Hellions coming up from the north. That's a very, very good scout.
Huh. So now Seireitei, it's almost an awkward position here, because these Hellions won't really be able to do anything, assuming he moves a little bit of army in the way. This barracks is going to get taken out really for free. But
that's kind of a bummer. Oh, he started up factories. I was going to say that's a bummer because he can't build any more factories without having the barracks. But he actually started 2 factories before that, so he'll have time to get the barracks up. And really, nothing of value was really lost. And good defense from those Hellions. Those Hellions barely got anything done. So very, very good Liberator position, too. He was just chomping on those Hellions. So good defense from Seireitei.
Yeah, and so from here, I mean, Couchie is just kind of tightening his defenses, making sure his missile turrets all around the ring of his base, so no drops can possibly think of getting in. And I mean, really, the only weak point with missile turrets is right behind this giant air and ground force from Couchie. There's no way Seireitei is going to be able to fly medevacs through that. And so now Seireitei is going to take his fourth base at this gold, which is, I think, a very smart play from him because he is a base up as soon as he gets that saturated, of course. High sec auto tracking coming out now for Couchie because why not?
Well, that's your biggest weakness. Your biggest weakness is being harassed because you have mech and you have such an immobile army. So anything you can do to negate that is good. I used to have long talks with Metalcore about Terran mech, and we always said that Terran mech was the fourth race in StarCraft. It was like Terran, Zerg, Protoss, and then mech Terran. Because you had to play it in such a different way. So even though Seireitei's fourth base is up much earlier than Couchie's, it's kind of like a Zerg in that regard, where you always want to be a base up against a mech Terran, no matter what race you are. So, although I do like him having it earlier, I don't think it needs too much. And really, if you're going to try to siege a mech army like this, I don't know if you can do too much. And here goes the Bio, running in against all these tanks and Hellions. It does not work against a straight up engagement. Although he's going to lose a bit of Hellions there, but managed to clean up what he could. And he should just get the tanks out of there, because the Banshee's just going to take care of them. If not, oh, nice pickup. That's cute.
Yeah,
But
nice drop, Mike. Yeah, the rest of these are going to die. Actually, these are all going to die.
Oh, no, the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings are going to land on top of them. And I mean, even if these start to run away, then the rest of the force just comes up and cleans them up. So that's a pretty big loss there. These medevacs, oh, they're getting cut down, separated from the Bio, and now the rest of the Bio is coming in to try and get on top of these tanks. And they do manage to close
very
in.
Nice flank.
But I mean, there are still so many tanks here right outside this third base. So I mean, like, while that's it's a great pickup, but it's not gonna matter in terms of Seireitei being able to break this force.
Look at this, 2 Marines to deal with 2 Banshees and a ton of Vikings. And this is kind of why I said it. I wish Seireitei would kind of go into a Sky Terran so that the Banshees can't deal that much. Once you have control of the skies, the Terran player has to either match you in Sky Terran, which if you get the lead on, it's invaluable, or start building Thors, which just never really feels too comfortable because Thors aren't that good against Sky Terran. They cost so much, 300 minerals, 200 gas with 6 supply. It just feels uncomfortable building a lot of Thors. And we see that now as Couchie dominates the sky, the Banshees can just pick off tanks for their nose. So, good job by Couchie.
Yeah.
Building those Banshees.
Impressive stuff here, and I mean, these Hellions are going to go around the top of the map like they did before, and I don't see them doing too much damage here. There is no Liberator in position already this time, and they're also not scouted. So we'll have to see. Here they come in, and Bio not responding yet, and these Hellions are getting huge lineups. Tank getting some nice shots off, but a lot of workers going down in here, and 2 Hellions do escape. Not sure that was entirely.
But now at the 4th, the Hellions come over and start taking out some mules, but the mules are low energy, so not that big of a deal. But I love Hellion harass from the mech player, because the one thing a mech player does not need is minerals. So who cares if he loses a couple of Hellions? Even if he only gets a small amount of SCVs, I definitely think that's worth it for the mech player. And I like Seireitei kind of building a bit of Vikings with a few Liberators mixed in. I like that, but the only problem is that Couchie just has such a head start on the air. It's 3 Vikings to the 10 of Couchie, and just producing more. It's rough. It's rough to see. And not to mention the upgrades for Couchie. Also, he has 2 armor upgrades for the Vikings.
Yeah, the Bioforce does clean up those 4 Hellions after briefly shooting its own CC. And now looks like Couchie is going to decide to ramp up and push across the map here. Nice shot, really nice shot from Couchie, making sure he keeps this Hellion harassment up. And yeah, I mean now he's kind of stabilizing a bit, but he is on siege. So yeah, does decide to push across the map here. 4 Hellions leading the way behind this, and behind them is this giant mech force. Of course, pulling back. Because why would you make a caster right? That'd be stupid. So yeah, um, Seireitei does have saturation at all his bases. I would like to see him expand again, because he is based down now, but he really can't afford it at this point.
So I casted one of Couchie's games a long time ago, back in Heart of the Swarm, and I knocked him. I gave him the business for not transforming his Hellions into Hellbats because I thought they were better. And he messaged me afterwards and he was like, dude, Hellbats aren't anything. You want the Hellion. You want that long splash range from the Hellions. It's just much, much better than trying to get up close and personal against the Bio army. It's just not necessary. So that's why we don't see a lot of Hellbats out right now. He just wants that nice, long, thin spread of fire that the Hellions have to offer. And this is a good position from Seireitei, but the problem is he needs the superior air force if he wants to siege Liberators like this. And
Yeah,
Couchie cleans that up very, very nicely and resets the Viking and Liberator count to 0 for Seireitei.
and so now Seireitei is pushed back. And I think Couchie's smelling blood in the water here. He's maxed out. He is on a very heavy upgrade lead on 3-3 for this mech force. And he will push in the range of the sensor tower, so Seireitei knows that death is looming. And it'll be all be up to this engagement, if I can talk. And so now tanks getting the first volleys off. These cloaked banshees moving in here, pretty much uncontested except for these marines. And with no detection, it's going to be rough. And here comes Bao now stimming in. Tanks are not
None of the
sieged.
tanks are siege, so he gets a good thing. But once these tanks are siege,
Oh,
the bio is just deleted.
just
It
so
is
brutal.
deleted from the map. And now these Banshees can just pick off the remaining tanks.
Yeah.
Late game Banshees are so good. They're
187.
so good.
Yeah. GG gets
GG.
called. And Lit strikes back.
Dude, great mech play from Couchie. Just absolutely wonderful. Excited to see what Tech 4 says, and Trilo, of course. So take it away.